When should you introduce your boyfriend or your girlfriend to your parents?
It's Tia and Tia.
Hello guys, this is Love, Married, Sex with Tia and Tia. Please put in the comment section because
Yes.
it is something worth, having a good conversation about. But when do you think you should introduce?
Well, I think one of the most important aspects is when both of you are ready. So if you are my girlfriend, which you are, well, you're more, you get what I'm saying. When I am not intimidated or afraid. So I have to be comfortable with the idea of meeting your mom and your dad. That I think is a very, very good indicator and sign of when.
Okay.
Once we cross that bridge, then we could tackle other things. I think also when the commitment is there, when obviously for both of us know that there's a commitment there, but then even also our inner circle. So it could be family, it could be your cousins, my cousins, your parents obviously must have heard about me. So I think those two things are in place, it's a great sign that you are ready. I am ready to meet the parents.
For me, we grew up and I still believe in this logic and I totally agree with it because there's no one that would tell me the truth but my parents. It's gonna hurt, but it's the truth. So the day I start my relationship, I think I'm almost ready to start telling them. Okay, that is me. That has always been me. So if I say yes to a man, the day he comes to my house, I'm going to show him to my parents. That has always been my case. And now I'll tell you why.
Wait. Back up. So the day you have a man is the day you tell your parents. It doesn't have to be
that day, but
right.
Yes.
But that's what happens for most people.
Yes.
So, but you lost me where you said when he comes to your house, to your parents' house. So
yeah.
At what point is that?
So I'm talking about me because most of the time I stayed in my parents' house.
Yeah.
So if anytime you come to visit me, of course, if you're dating me, you will visit me.
Yeah.
Okay. So anytime you come to visit, I'm not coming to like, oh, you need to come and see my parents. It now looks like it's an introduction to something serious. But of course, when I'm at home, you should not be coming and be hiding. So anytime you come to visit me, I'm going to show you to my parents.
So it could be the next day after we become official. It could be a month after. It could be.
Yes, exactly. So I can tell my parents, oh, I'm dating. Or I don't have to. When they see him, I just tell him, Dad, this is my boyfriend. Even if there's no tendency of marriage or I'm not sure of the commitment, okay? The reason why is because it makes me very responsible. That was the reason why I did it. My parents told us we should be free to introduce everyone and everyone should come home. So that was why I did that. And again, I would recommend that for anyone, especially women. Because you lose count of people you date. But your parents will start telling you to slow down. Yeah.
Lose count of...
Yeah,
wow.
If you're not telling anyone... No. If you're not telling anyone, you're just enjoying and be like, sorry, next. Sorry, next. Sorry, next. He has this next. I feel like your mom... If you come today and say this, it will make you slow down, okay? When you break up with this guy, you're going to think, well, because, man, I just told my parents about him. Yeah. So I need to think before I go into the next relationship. Can you see why I recommend that now? That is why I say if you pick a guy with purpose, there's no fear. Even if you break up, there's no problem. Right. So when your mom sees you breaking up with 2, 3, she's going to talk to you like, yo, maybe you need to watch yourself. What was the problem? When you tell her, oh, this was what happened, she might be honest with you than even your friends. This is my opinion here.
Okay. So, and does this same rule apply for if, you're hours away from each other? So when would you recommend you and your boyfriend or me and my girlfriend going to see our parents if we're, let's say, like 6-8 hours
away from each other.
Away
So
from
that's
each
the
other.
thing. It depends on your relationship with your parents as well. Don't forget that most white people are not always. We Africans, we stay in our parents' house till we die. I'm so sorry.
Well,
Not
it's
every-
it's changing now
it's
too in the
changing,
West,
yeah.
where a lot of people can't afford to live on their own, so they're slowly moving back to their parents. So it's beginning to happen here in the West as well. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
So what? So now addressing people that are far away, I feel that's when you do not have control. You know, we just date, but honestly, sharing your thoughts with your parents is not a bad idea. It makes you calm down to think. Anyone that's why most men will tell you she's the only one I took home. That is to tell you, or this is the only one I told my mom about. That means you're not serious. You're dating for fun. That's why you don't tell your mom.
That's a good point.
So the day you are serious, you tell your mom, and it does not mean it might lead to marriage, because she might break your heart the next year. You just feel very confident that she meets so many things that you want to check. That's why you're taking her to your parents. Now, if she's just a friend,
So, are you saying that in most cases, most scenarios, when a guy or girl doesn't take their boyfriend or girlfriend to their parents, it's usually a sign that they're not serious?
I don't know, because maybe you never learned to do that. Some people don't care to do that until they are ready for marriage.
Or
you know?
could it also be that there's also a huge piece of the puzzle that we cannot ignore, which is a lot of families, like, unless you know, like, they don't want to see anyone unless it's marriage talk.
Good point.
So you can't really dismiss them and say, well, it's maybe
no,
because
I'm not
you're
dismissing
serious with the
anybody.
other 3 or 4.
Yeah.
When the parents have made it clear that, look, we just don't want it's like it's like stray dogs into the house. Like, no, like, when you're ready to settle, then bring that person here, and then we can vet them or whatever it is.
Yes. That is, I know so many parents that do that. I don't know, in my opinion, I don't think you can tell the end from the beginning. So I don't know how, unless the person is ready to put the ring, then that's when he takes the person home. But that is scary to me. I cannot date a man that is, when he's about to propose to me, that I'm about to know his family.
Yeah.
No, I should be friends with your family a long time ago.
Well, I think there's a difference.
In my opinion,
there's
this
a
is
difference between being friends with a family and going and physically meeting the parents. I can be really, really cool and tight, and even have met your siblings. We could have hung out plenty times. We could speak on the phone weekly or whatever. But for the parents, it's something different, maybe because of the culture that you know we're from. Where it's that one time, it has to be planned and it has to go like a certain way. It can't be the same way as it was with like your brothers or your cousins or your friends.
But
get what I'm saying?
you know that even if I'm telling my parents that this is my boyfriend, they're not taking it seriously until the serious relationship, like marriage talk comes. So if you're saying meeting my father would be when you're really getting married, I still take it as unserious, because I don't think it's when I'm about to get married that I need to show my father
It's not
who I'm getting
so.
married to.
Okay, it's
Because
not
that's
when
when
you're
he might
about.
say
It's
no.
not when you're about to get married. It is just, again. So for me, I gave kind of 2 parameters that I feel like needs
When
to
you're
be met.
sure.
When we are committed. Commitment could be a month into the relationship.
Okay.
Right, and then when you, in this case, I am comfortable with the idea of meeting your parents. So that could be a month later. So it could be
makes
a
sense.
span of 2 months. For somebody else, it could be a span of 6 months.
So I think you spoke from the Western mindset. I spoke from the African mindset, which I don't think any of them is bad. But for my children today, I don't think, no, even if they're in Alaska, I should be able to know, yes, when they are comfortable, when the girl is comfortable.
Hawaii. We going to Hawaii, not Alaska.
When the girl is comfortable, she should be able to just say hi. I'm not saying you have to come and tell me, oh, this is my girlfriend I'm planning to get married to. This is my friend. Honestly, I don't think you have to even say boyfriend. Mom, this is my friend.
Yeah.
Friend. But again, some women will be like, friend. You have to say it as it is. So I feel just making your parents, sometimes because you never said it, this is an African advice, because I feel it's African parents that always have the no, you're not marrying her syndrome, you know? So you would know when you first say this is my friend, you start knowing if you have a battle to fight or it's gonna be a cruise. I don't know if that makes sense, because when you don't do that and you're waiting till it's very formal, then you now come into a committed relationship. I've seen some that have been in a committed relationship and then they had to break up because their parents said never. And they continued and they discovered it will never happen. Okay? So unless you're going against your parents, if you're that kind of person that have to obey everything, whether good or bad, your parents say you should do, then you know that, please, just say, hello, dad, this is my friend. So that they start, if there's any shock observers they have, they should start. You know? That's my opinion to this.
Okay. All right. So I guess depending on your situation, your geographic location, your family, all of those comes into play in determining when and how you go about it. But I think we all see the importance of family being involved.
Yes.
Whether if it's the day that he or she the day that he asks you to be his boyfriend, or a year into it, we all see the importance. I think so we cannot deny the importance of family at some point. True. Also being a part of this whole process.
True.
Because yes, we're not, at the end of the day, it's you and I, but still we live in a community. That's correct. The way God designed us to be. We are an individual unit, but we still operate in a bigger circle. Yep. So that family aspect is very important. It cannot be ignored, regardless of what culture you're from.
Agreed.
Yeah. So anyways, we'll leave it at that. Let us know what comments you might have, or questions or thoughts. Like, subscribe, click on the notification button, and we will catch you in a later video. God bless.
God bless you.
It's Tia and Tia.